business review segment of the Profit Point Show. Now, something important is that thing that we want to discuss on our program today, and we have a guest who will be doing justice to what investors need to know and what SMEs need to know when it comes to attracting investors and also staying on the business trend or value chain so that they can make profit from both ends. So our topic is attracting investors, what SMEs must know, and our guest is Mr. Ifeoluwa Adesoya. He is the Assistant National Secretary in SME Youth Entrepreneur. He's a business consultant too, and someone who owns a business. So his capacity is 3 in 1. He'll be talking from the commerce angle, he'll be talking as a business owner and also as an entrepreneur. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Nice having you again on the program. All right, we're talking about investors now. And what SMEs must know when it comes to investing or attracting those who want to invest into their business. Let's define that a little bit before we delve into analyzing what they should do. What is investors and who should we categorize as SMEs? What kind of business should go under it?
Thank you very much for having me once again on this program. I'm very delighted to be here today. So I'm very happy that we are talking about this particular topic because it's a topic that many people need to understand when they are going into business. So when we talk about investor is it's not necessarily means an individual person. It might be a collective group of people that, and sometimes might even be a company itself or a business itself, because there are some business that are interested in also investing in other businesses. So these are people that are ready to bring in their expertise and finances into making sure that these other businesses grow. And when we talk about investors, we have several types of investors. We have the angel investors, and these people are looking into growing business. They are looking into how businesses can grow. We have the venture capital, and those people are looking into how they can scale your businesses. We have the private owned investors, and these people are looking into profitability. We have some that are focused on social and economic impact, and we have those that they are looking into how can you develop your business more. And when we look into what SME means, by the acronyms, it means small, medium enterprise. And what these people are talking about are people that are still less than 50 million, that are doing less than 50 million in both their turnover. Because when you look at that, when you look at a medium, we have the micro also, but we are not talking about the micro today. So we are talking about people that are still doing less than 50 million in their businesses.
So less than 50 million, what is the percentage in today's economy?
Today's economy, I would say that in Nigeria as a whole, majorly I've been really focused more on the MSMEs, and I would say that nothing less than about 60% are categorized in that particular category.
Okay, now let's go into what the SMEs have to know before they can attract. How should they brand themselves? I hear a lot from people like you that branding is one thing that can showcase a business or showcase the business owner to whoever wants to come into the business with the customers, the clients, whoever wants to buy your product will first of all see what you are selling through your brand. So is branding also a thing that the SMEs must look into if they want to attract investors?
That's a very, very important question. And I would like to say that it's just like when you're meeting somebody the first time. There is a way you get to meet the person. It might be through a phone call. It might be through a text message. So when we talk about branding for businesses, it's actually due to the first contact of them getting to know you, because nobody will know about your business first. People get to know about your businesses through the website, through social media handles. And when they look into the social media handles, they look at how you have structured those information you are putting out there. So branding is one of the key things that first of all attracts business. Let's do a practical example. Somebody who sells things. Now, when they come into your page and they can't even find the product you are selling, how do they want to even know what you are doing? So branding itself is one of the key important things that speaks volume. It talks about your color, the color of the business. It talks about what the business wants to do and how they are planning to do that. Thank you very much.
All right, bootstrapping is another thing that is so important when it comes to attracting investors and also making people see what you're doing. So at what point of the SME's life should bootstrapping be stopped? You know, a lot of people say if you are bootstrapping, then your confidence is not too there, and that means you are not sure of yourself at that point of your business life. Should SMEs stop bootstrapping if they want to attract investors?
Yes. I think the first thing we need to talk about first is people understanding what bootstrapping means itself. And when we talk about bootstrapping, it simply means using your own personal money to finance the business to generate revenue, and you are not looking into external investment yet. And when we talk about SMEs, when do they need to stop? Personally, I would like to say that once you can see that your demand has exceeded your working capital. For instance, you are into products and services, you supply people with products and services, and you see that the demand of what they are asking for is more than what your current working capital can handle. Yes, you need to stop bootstrapping and start looking for investors. The other one also, which I would like to talk about, is for those in the services aspect. When you see that the contract that you are requesting for, maybe you're trying to get a contract and you need to decline this contract simply because your capacity level cannot take it, definitely you need to stop bootstrapping. And lastly, you need to make sure that you look into your customer acquisition cost. What about your customers? Are they growing? Have you seen that your customer level, yes, is predictable? Yes, you know that now I'm ready to attract foreign investors. I'm ready to attract investors into my business.
Okay. Red flags are something that a lot of people will look at when it comes to relationships. But in business, a lot of people do not see red flags when they want to associate themselves with some businesses. Now, red flags are there, or risks are there, and when they get into the business, they tell you, I've seen this thing somehow, and I thought it won't affect the business. So what are the red flags that you have to make sure is not too pronounced, because there's no business that will have its own risk? What red flags should you tone down and not make it something that could affect your investors, or make your investors run away from investing into your business? What should business owners, especially SMEs, look at when it comes to red flags, and what should they do when they notice these red flags?
Yes, thank you very much. I would like to say that when you look into business structure itself, there is a lot of things that is attracted to it. And one of the things I've realized that many people do when they want to scale, when they are looking to scale, is they make mistakes in, first of all, their CAC registration.
Okay.
When you see somebody starting a business, you know, we can start because you are trying to improve yourself. You can start as a sole enterprise. But at some point when you know you want to transition into looking for investors, you need to up your game. That means you need to change your CAC registration. You need to change it into a limited liability company, because that is what first thing that they want to know. Can your company really attract us to be in the board? Because as an investor, they would likely find a way to find themselves on the board, because they are going to be a shareholder. Some might not be a shareholder, but they would find a way to be on the board. And if you look at the structure of CAC, yes, if you are not into limited liability, you can't be on the board. And the most important thing that we need to talk about is record keeping and finances. I would want to touch finances now. And why do I say finances? You're a business owner, you're using a personal account for your businesses. It means you are not ready for investors. Now, even if you have a company account itself, are you following the trade, or are you following in line the numbers? Can you provide an audited account? If you look for people that are trying to find investors now, investors themselves, they want to see your audited account. They want to know that, yes, you are following the right thing. And one of the things they want to do is see that the numbers tally. You would see a company, and then they'll be telling you that they don't even know how they manage their fuel consumption. They don't even have something to show that, yes, I'm able to buy this particular number of gas to fund my to make my business running. So we need to look into the finance record. And lastly, we need to look into if there are no issues with founders. You know, there are businesses that there are two founders, and one founder has gone his way, co-partners, and one has gone their way. And lastly is, what is the clear advantage, what is the competitive advantage that you have over other business? And lastly, one thing that is very important is, can your business be replicated? That is what investors want to know. If you have a business and nobody can copy your business and say they want to start this kind of business based on what you are doing, no investor will be willing.
So competition or competitors are necessary. They look at that.
They are.
Okay.
But they want to look at what is the edge you have over those competition.
Okay.
So that is what they are looking at also.
Okay. Another angle to all of this is that a lot of businesses have regular investors to their business, especially SMEs. They have people coming for the period of time that the contract is, and when they go, they have another group or people coming in to invest in their business. But some, they can stay 10, 15 years, they will bid for investors, and no investor will come into their business. What is the cost of all of this? Do you think there are background checks that they need to do before they can push their businesses to investors? And what mistakes have you noticed in all of this?
Yes, what I have noticed, sometimes, in all honesty, it is not them that sometimes have the issue.
Okay.
Sometimes it may be what the investors are looking to invest in that might sometimes be the disparity in both the SMEs and the investors. But aside that, we need to look into what is even the niche of the business itself.
Okay.
Are this business what they are talking about? If you look into the world nowadays, last year I was trying to do some things because I'm a trainer, I'm a facilitator, and then I was trying to propose an idea to somebody, and the next thing the person told me was, is it a solar business? Am I going into renewable energy? I've not even started, but one of the person, the renewable energy. And what people are looking again is agriculture. What are those things that are driving people? What do they need in daily basis? And lastly, how are we putting technology? Now you can't do without technology anymore. You see that when you go online, you hear about AI and all this. People want to look at how you are putting in technology into their business. So like I would like to say is, they need to go back to the drawing board. Now, what is their business model Canva? What are they using? What is the kind of business model they are applying to their businesses? Is the niche something that is needed? If it is not, it is time for you to rethink and try to move ahead to the other kind of business that you can do that will be profitable for you. And sometimes you must understand that business is seasonal. Some businesses are seasonal. It goes with a particular kind of trend. And when that trend is over, the business is over. And that is why you must understand those businesses very well. And most of the time, a business themselves do not have their 5-year plan. Let's even start with that. That's even where you should start with. What is the plan you have for your business? The year one plan, are you looking to establish yourself? You should be looking into establish yourself. Once you are saying that you cannot even establish yourself, you cannot sell that product, even in the first 2 years, it is a clear idea for you to step back and rethink. So as a business owner, we need to categorically look into our businesses from time to time and look into what is those things. And this is a very important point, structure.
Okay.
Structure is a very, very big value in businesses. It happened to me once, and I had to restructure my business all over again. Who are the people you are employing? Are there things that needs to be done? When we talk about structure, who is handling this? What do you need to do? But many businesses, to be very honest with you, don't have that proper structure. And that is when you find them, when they talk about them, you see that once you don't have structure, it affects your governance. And moreover, when people see that, this particular business is already in disorder, they tend to run back. It doesn't mean that we have to employ everybody, but we just need to look at who are the most important key people we need to have in our business now to make sure that the investors are interested.
Okay, let me take you back to the structure, because the experience you give now is something important, and a lot of people just run their business with intuition, not with the process or system on ground for them. How should business structure their businesses? What should be on ground? What should be the priority? How should it be run? Regardless of any business that you want to run, the agriculture, the energy, or any business you want to, what should be the first thing to look into when you want to create that structure for your business?
Thank you very much. That's a very important question. The first question to ask yourself when you're running a business is, how long can this business survive without you? That is the first question you need to ask yourself, because many of us will start a business and we need to be going to the business every day. No, it shouldn't be that way. Yes, we need to guide our businesses. We need to monitor whatever is happening there. But we need to look into it. What about if you have somebody that is ready to invest in you, or you have something that you need to do to bring in something for the businesses. Does that mean that without you the business cannot survive? And something important happened to me recently. That was early last year. I realized that when I'm going to work, without me at work, they can't do anything. Why? There was no internet. A simple thing as internet was affecting the business from growing, because if I'm not there, they know that there's no internet, and you see those people there, they cannot work. So that is one aspect of it. The second aspect is this is your business. You know who and who, when you are structuring your business model, you know those key positions that is important. It differs in various businesses. For some businesses, I will tell you that the secretary, the first contact of person when they are meeting this person is important. For some business, having even a phone number that is specifically assigned to that business itself, that people can call and say, oh, it is not your personal line. For me, it took me a while for me to be able to distinguish these two together. So, and these are something that business owners need to understand. It is not by just employing everybody saying that, oh, I want my businesses to be big. At some point, I wanted to also benefit from what the government is offering through NYSC, but I had to go back to my drawing board. Do I really need this? And then that was when I realized that, oh, what matters most for me now to implement myself is a project manager. And that was when I went out to seek for a project manager. So whenever I need things done, I give to the project manager. This project manager delivers. So it depends on business or the kind of business. Some people, it might be a sales representative that they need. It's just for you to sit down and understand who are the key people that I need in this business. And if you know that you are not making a profit yet in your business, I will tell you that you should just find a way to find volunteers into your businesses. Find a way to make sure that you are not employing more than, you are not biting more than you can chew, so that you don't end up running at a loss. Because when you run at a loss, the business owner will tell you that why is this happening? It means you are not focusing on your business.
So it differs.
Yes, it differs from businesses.
Okay. Now let's talk about the investors now. You know, some attitude of some investors is that my money is there, and if you want to run this business, I must be part of the running from 1 to 100, let me put it that way, or from A to Z. And there's some business owners who have the idea, who just need the money from their partners, who say, it is my business idea, you cannot run it for me, just focus on what you have invested. And sometimes it brings clashes, and those clashes will show on the business. So at what point should business owners and investors draw up their roles? What should be the role of business owner? What should be the role of investors when it comes to the business they are running together?
Thank you very much. So, like I started earlier, I made mention of the kind of investors that we have. And as an investor, there is always a line. Unless you are buying a shares in that particular business, some people will tell you that, yes, before I can be a part of this business, you must give me a particular share. I must be a particular shareholder in this particular businesses. So the first thing first is, as an SME, understand what kind of investor you first of all need.
Okay.
And from the beginning, draw the line. The line must be straight from the beginning. And most of these this financial pitch beating that people do, you would see that they will tell you that, oh, as an investor, I'll be in it for 2 years, I'll be in it for 5 years, and they will draw the line on what they want to really do for you. Some will tell you that I'm bringing my money in and my advice also. Some will tell you that it's only an advice aspect that they see that you need, and some will tell you that it's even their personality that they are bringing in
and
for you.
And they will be paid for the advice.
Yes, for the advice. I tell you, it's their personality, because some people, they only want to say that, oh, so person is backing these businesses. So as an SME, always draw the line. You are the owner of the business.
Okay.
It is your business. How long do you need a particular investor for? If you need a particular investor for 2 years, draw the line. Let the investor know that this, and that is why for every business, I thought business, there is a need for legal backings. Okay. Don't joke with legal backings. When you need to consult the lawyers, when you need to consult somebody that knows more than you, please walk up to them. This is what they do for a living. They understand what kind of issues can arise. So So you are the one to clear the line, that let people know that, okay, as an investor, this is what I want from you. Once you've achieved this, like I said, the angel investors work on making sure that your business grows. Once your business has grown and you are looking for scalability, you know that the angel investor is not what you need again. You need venture capital. So now you are the one to now sit down and draw the curtain from the beginning. Let them know that this is what I'm bringing into the table, this is what I'm bringing into the table. Sign the agreement and you are safe.
So all our backings are not tenable.
Not even in real life.
Okay, now let's go beyond the issue of investing and looking at the character and competencies of those who run your business before the investors will come in. How should a person, a staff or employee that you have on your business, how should they behave? A lot of people will study you before they can even come in and invest. What should be the behavior when it comes to the workplace? How should you carry the business? A lot of people are not, you know how it works. It is not my business and I can't do more than this. Does it work in the business environment?
Yes, it works. And I will start with this. I said earlier that I'm a consultant and I've worked with several businesses. And I can see some gap in whatever is happening. And one of the things I realize that happens to many businesses is they don't involve their staff.
Okay.
Right from the beginning, when you are employing anybody, you need to understand that there is work ethics. Are you giving those lines very well? It got to a point I was recommending for a particular staff that whenever they come to work, they should repeat it. What is the vision? What is the vision of the business? The staff themselves need to be reciting this. I told the person, when your staff walks into the office, the first thing they need to be telling is reciting these things. The vision, because the staff is representation of you.
Yeah.
You cannot, when they see your staff and they see you, they believe that you are one. So they want to see that what does your staff even understand your business? And that is why for a business owner, for an SME, always have your KPIs.
Okay.
What is those things that you want to achieve? It happens that even me personally, before my staff can say they want to collect their salary, you must give me your report. It starts from the week. So you yourself, are you really doing what you need to do in the week? So by the time it is end of the month, you yourself know that the documents you want to present to me to ask cannot be full. To make sure that yes, it is happening. And now, aside from that, character really matters. What is that person's personality? How do people perceive you? You'll be very surprised that people do background check on you before investing on you. They want to even know, some people, they want to even know, how do you behave from home? Right from your own. How do you interact with others? And that is why you will see some investors, they can stoop so low to the fact that they will send a beggar to you to just know your intention. How do you treat people? They can even make sure...
They call it social experience.
Thank you very much. They can even make sure that somebody will mentionally step on you and watch your reaction in it. And that is why at each point of our daily activities, we must learn to at least, whenever something happens to you, just breathe in, breathe out. Count 1 to 5 before you progress, so that you don't act out of impulses, because they want to understand what is your accountability level. Do you have integrity? And how do you build all these things? It is by through joining some organizations, being a part of even a network of young entrepreneurs such as you. They will help you, and that is where you start seeing, they start telling you, oh, you have this behavior, go and work on this. So you already know that these are the aspects I need to work on, and it's going to save you in the future.
Okay. The pitching is another aspect of business owners selling their business ideas to those who want to invest. And this pitching sometimes comes with a lot of challenges. You don't even know what to say sometimes, you don't know how to present sometimes, and you don't know how to package your strategy and to those who want to invest. So let's talk about the pitching and what SMEs need to do when they are trying to pitch their business to investors. Have you seen mistakes that SMEs do while pitching, and how can those mistakes be corrected?
Thank you very much. The first thing I'll say is numbers don't lie. So whenever you're going to a business, they want to see the numbers. People don't just want to start businesses and tell you that you are just looking for customers. They want to see the business, the customers database that you've gathered. So it can even start from you throwing an online form out to let people know that yes, this business wants to start, and even push it, because people are tired of filling forms nowadays. So you push it and let people know. Now, aside that one, what they want to understand is what is the problem you want to solve particularly. What are those problems that you yourself have identified and make sure that you want to do. The next thing is, why is it you that is solving this problem? There are so many people out there. Why are you the one that want to solve this problem? Now they want to ask you, how big are you seeing this business in the long run? Is it profitable? Is it scalable? So whenever anybody is going to an investor, you must first of all have done your own work on these investors one by one. What does this investor, what are they really looking to invest in? How are they planning? You know, currently there's this step fund going on, this $5,000 grant that is going. You should have done your own work on the people that have gotten this grant. What have they done right to get this grant? Now, after doing that, every year they have their target audience. They have people they want to target and win. Now, what are they targeting for this year? Every investor that is coming out, they have what they want to do, what their focus area is. So you yourself, you look into those particular kind of things, and most importantly, nobody wants to do a business and lose. Where is my money going into? What is that particular thing you want? And most people don't want to, they will tell you that you should have had a particular structure on ground. You even see people that they will tell you that the capital is not used for you to buy things, it's particularly for you to run the business to a particular level. So you yourself, you must be composed to be able to understand all these things that this investor wants and read between the lines. When you are talking to people, sometimes they tell you the answer of what they want, but because we are so, we want to push out what you have. Exactly. We are not looking at those dots. And that is why when you are going to an investor, look into the investor very well. What is this thing that this investor wants? And trust me, once you are able to fill in those dots, and most importantly, have a checklist for yourself. A checklist for your business. What is the traction that my business is getting? How do I want to make sure that these people really want to buy into the business? There was something I read recently, and they said that sometimes when we go into business to pitch for our businesses, we focus on the money, and sometimes we are supposed to focus on advice. Because anybody giving you advice will say that, oh, this person, you need advice. For you needing this advice, definitely I can put my money into it. So you are winning two things. You are winning both the advice and both the money. And that is why you see that when an investor is giving you advice, you see the person looking at it that this is not the money I thought you are giving me. And they are missing it out. And they feel disappointed. They feel disappointed. It starts showing in their composition and everything. So you must be able to read between the lines very, very importantly. Okay, let's talk about SME's projection growth and investors. Some investors will look at the projection growth and say that this SMEs is not really growing. Yes, you have done what you have to do, but the projection of your business is not given for me, and I can't put in my money or put in my time or put in my advice into your business. How realistic is SME projection growth? What really is it for business owners? Is it something they should look into, or something that they should just gloss over it and not see it as important to the business growth? Yes, thank you very much. So based on what you said, for businesses, the income is very important, the profit margin is very, very important. And I would like to relate it to even a partner, somebody that is growing up, our partner self. Once you are growing up, there is a projection you have for your life. If you don't have a projection for your life, it means that you are not going anywhere. It doesn't mean that your projection would actually fall in place. But having that projection means that you know where you are going into, what you want to be. The same thing applies for your business. When you're starting a business, you should have that financial projection that you want to achieve. And most of the time, people are not making it realistic goals for themselves. A business you are starting today that you've not even structured properly, and you are putting into a 2 billion naira projection into it, you know that right from the start it's failed. But something that you are looking into the background of your business, you've looked into everything you're doing on your business, and you can see that yes, for the first year I want to do a 5 million naira growth. From the 5 million, you can transition into anything, because that first year would have guided you to know that yes, these are the loopholes, these are the things I want to do. For instance, I had to go back to a drawing board for this year and had to look into, okay, how many trainings do I need to do this year to achieve a particular income?
So it should be periodic.
Yes, it should. Even basically, that is what the KPI is for you to be able to measure it. And that is why we tell people that even whenever you are doing, it should be on a quarterly basis. Look into the first 4 years. Sometimes it doesn't mean that because you don't achieve for January, does not mean that you cannot achieve for other months.
Or you have failed.
Exactly. I have seen somebody that they have a financial projection for a year and they mess it up even in the first month of that particular year. So, but the basic thing is, how realistic is your business? Are you looking into something that people patronize every day? If it is not, how do they patronize the business? Is it something that, okay, let's say for instance now, you are looking for a projection of 5 million a month, and for instance, that particular first month, you are supposed to get an order of nothing less than 4 million, let's even say 3 million. And your order for that month is not even for the first week, even for the first, it's not even up to 500,000. And you are projecting something big, you know that it is time for you to go back to the drawing board. Cut it. Don't bother yet about investors. Make sure the number tallies. Now, for somebody that got 5 million in the first quarter and the second quarter you failed, you have 500. Something happened. It's either you have done something to fast track the first month and you are not doing something right in the second month. So it means that your financial growth is something that you must be into it very well. You must look into it and don't be surprised when you see that the financial is dropping. You know that something is going wrong. Something is going wrong and you must go back to the drawing board and pick it. And that's why we look at into all the stocks. You will see that sometimes stocks fail, stocks increases, and there are those things, and you see some investors, they will go back and then look into it. Oh, why did I fail in this quarter? Why did I fail? And that is why as an SME, you must focus on all these numbers. Numbers don't lie. In all honesty, numbers don't lie. Your numbers will tell you that, oh, this business can still grow. And that is why you see an investor, they will tell you, oh, in the first year, you said you made 5 million. This 5 million, what is the profit margin? What is the profit in this 5 million? And then you say, oh, I didn't. Oh, definitely something is wrong. You didn't do your homework very well. But you made 5 million, and out of the 5 million, your profit is only 50,000 naira. How come? You need to look into it very well. So, looking at into financial projection is not just about the numbers alone. It's about looking into the profitability margin, the profit margin of your businesses, and looking into making sure that is it consistent? Is it sustainable? If there is a drop, look at it. What is the reason why there is a drop? And trust me, you'll be able to achieve the projection that you set out.
Okay, lastly, let's talk about the economic realities that we have now in Nigeria and those investors. A lot of investors who want to waste their time into investing in a business, and a lot of business owners who really want to call someone into their business without making. So what are the strategies or steps for business owners or investors to look into to really make the money or make the impact they want to make on the business they are going into?
Thank you very much. So the first thing I will do is market research. When you have an idea, go into the market and look into, is there any other person that is doing this business apart from me? When you look into those kind of things very well, those two guides you first. Is this business idea, is it in existence before? If it is in existence, what are they doing right that you can copy out of it, put into your business to make it different from theirs? What is the other business doing wrong that you need to put into your business to make it right? The second one is, like I said, the market research. Even go into the streets, make sure you tell people about this product. You will see people that are interested. If people are interested in this business, then you know that yes, your business is something that you can go into. Then lastly, draw the line from the beginning. Always make sure that when you are starting a business, you know your personal accounts from your business. You will see some investors who ask you, are you paying yourself? And they want to know, if you are not paying yourself, then what is your role in the business? You must be very smart for investors, for them to be able to see that yes, you are really into these businesses. So, and what you need to understand that this world right now, you know, I do say it, there is no more competition like that so much. Look for people you can collaborate with, somebody who has something that you have. How can you bring in these people into the business? And most importantly, as a mentor, somebody that can guide you. You know, I do tell people, some mentors don't know that they are your mentors, but you know that they are your mentors, and there's a way that you can back
from their knowledge.
It could even be one or two questions where you see them, just quickly push it to them. Oh, I have this question, you know, just ask those questions, and this person will tell you, oh, you can do it this way, you can do it that way. So it is very, very important, because this thing is a step-by-step basis. So you yourself, you must have understood that doing your market research, make sure you understand that it is profitable. Now, after the market research, you must be able to know that, after your market research, what is the structure I'm putting into this business? Who are the people I need to focus on this business to make sure that this business is growing to the next level? Now, what is that business model? You know, they call it a business plan, but I always like to call it business model because that one breaks it down to you to know where you are going into. And when you have that business plan, talk to your friends. You have friends that are doing so well, and these friends will guide you also to let you know that, this thing you are talking about, there is no gray area. But then saying that it's a no gray area does not mean that it is not realistic. Sometimes their vision is shallow, and sometimes you yourself need to look into it.
You might be talking out of fear.
Exactly. And you should understand that fear is something that is normal. It's just something that is normal, but you should not let your fear just make you get grounded in a particular aspect. And if you look into all these thoughts, you will make sure that it will make your business grow much more bigger than what you expect.
All right, thank you so much, Prince Ifeoluwa Adesanya, for coming on the program and talking about attracting investors, what SMEs must know. Thank you so much for your time on the program. And this is where we'll draw the curtain of the fourth segment of the Profit Point Show. When we come back after this break, we'll be having the sectorial segment of the Profit Point Show. See you after the break.